My friend thought that Jerusalem was imaginary. I had to tell him that Israel. Question 1. Who inhabited Jerusalem before the Israelites? Was that the Rechabites, the Hittites, the Amorites, or the Jebusites? And that was the Jebusites, according to Joshua chapter 15. Question 2. Who died because he touched the ark as David was bringing it to Jerusalem? Was that Uzzah, Ahio, Abinadab, or Obed-Edom? And that was Uzzah that died in 2 Samuel chapter 6. Question 3. Who did Solomon kill because he violated an order not to leave Jerusalem? Was that Joab, Adonijah, Shimei, or Benaiah? And Solomon killed Shimei in 1 Kings chapter 2. Question 4. Who was king of Judah when the Babylonians destroyed Jerusalem? Was that Zedekiah, Jehoahaz, Josiah, or Ammon? And the king was Zedekiah, according to Jeremiah chapter 39. Question 5. Which king destroyed Jerusalem and deported the inhabitants? Was that Sennacherib, Nebuchadnezzar, evil Merodach, or Cyrus? The king that destroyed Jerusalem was Nebuchadnezzar in 2 Kings chapter 24. Question 6. Who took charge of rebuilding the wall of Jerusalem after the exile? Was that Ezra, Nehemiah, Shallum, or Zerubbabel? And that was Nehemiah, according to his own book, chapter 2. Question 7. The Lord said to Jeremiah that he would break Jerusalem as what is broken? Was it a potter's vessel, a bruised reed, an eggshell, or a weak spirit? Jerusalem would be broken like a potter's vessel in Jeremiah chapter 19. Question 8. On what did Jesus ride into Jerusalem on Palm Sunday? Was that a donkey, an ox, a horse, or a goat? And of course, that was a donkey in Matthew chapter 21. Question 9. Which disciple's mother had a house in Jerusalem where the early church met? Was that Peter, Matthew, John Mark, or Judas Iscariot? Mentioned in Acts chapter 21, that was John Mark. Question 10. Who tied his own hands and feet to warn Paul not to go to Jerusalem? Was that Barnabas, Pyrrhus, Aristarchus, or Agabus? And tying himself up was Agabus in Acts chapter 21. And question 11. Peter and John disturbed the priests at Jerusalem because they themselves preached what? Was it the end of the Jewish era, the resurrection from the dead, the gospel to the Gentiles, or the end of the law? And that was the resurrection from the dead, according to Acts chapter 4. And before you go, an American woman and her lazy, good-for-nothing husband were on holiday in Jerusalem. While they were there, the husband died. The mortician told the woman, "You can ship him home for $5,000, or you can bury him here in the Holy Land for only $150. The woman thought about it for a minute, then decided she would have him repatriated back home. The mortician asked the woman, "Why would you spend $5,000 to ship your husband home when he could be buried here in Jerusalem for only $150? The woman replied, "Long ago another man died here, was buried here, and 3 days later he rose from the dead. I just can't take that chance." Till next time, goodbye and God bless.